Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. Today we're going to be doing some baking, and since it's kind of a cool fall day, I thought I'd make a nice hearty raisin bran muffin. These are really delicious and they use some raisin bran cereal and some other ingredients you likely have in the pantry, so they're quite simple to whip up in no time. So let's head to the kitchen so we can make one of my favorite types of muffins, which is a raisin bran muffin. So first what we need to do to prepare our raisin bran muffins is take 6 cups of raisin bran cereal, whatever brand you like to eat or whatever happens to be on sale, and we're going to add 2.5 cups of milk. We're going to pour that right over our cereal. And we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes so that that can soften those bran flakes of the cereal. Now we're going to prepare our dry ingredients while that sits. So in this large mixing bowl, I have 3 cups of flour, and it's just an all-purpose flour. To that we're going to add 1 cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'll mix these dry ingredients together. We'll set those aside. And then we'll get our wet ingredients together. So we're going to add 2 eggs to a small mixing bowl. And a 1/2 cup of a neutral oil. So vegetable oil, canola oil, or avocado oil work very well. I'm just going to whisk those eggs with the oil. And now let's add our raisin bran cereal that's been sitting with milk for a few minutes into our dry ingredients, as well as our egg and oil mixture. And we'll just mix all of this together. Now if you didn't want large flakes in your muffins, you can certainly crunch up that cereal before adding the milk. I find that the flakes soften up and I like having a nice piece of bran as I bite down into the muffins. Alright, now let's get this raisin bran muffin batter into some muffin pans so we can get them baked. Alright, the oven is preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, so now we're going to get our raisin bran muffin batter into some muffin pans. I like to use some silicone muffin pans because then you don't have to use those paper liners if you don't want to, and I like to bake them using a cookie sheet underneath them so they're easy to put in and out of the oven. It gives it a little more stability. So now I'm going to take a little scooper and I'll start with 1 scoop into each reservoir for our muffins. And this should make about 2 dozen raisin bran muffins. Alright, now we'll add a little something extra on top. This is totally optional, but I like to sprinkle a little cinnamon sugar on top. I like to make a little premix and then I just keep refilling a jar of some cinnamon sugar that I have already. And I usually do a ratio of 2 tablespoons of sugar to 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I mix it up and keep it in a jar. You can also just whip up a batch for this, and if you have any extra, it's nice to add with some butter over toast or maybe over some oatmeal. So I just sprinkle a little bit of the cinnamon sugar mixture over the top of each of the muffins. And that'll give it just a little something extra, a little sweetness, and a nice comforting flavor of cinnamon. so it has a little crispy topping on our muffins. All right, so the oven is already preheated, so we'll get these in there and we'll bake them for about 20 minutes or until the muffins have a nice light golden brown top and a toothpick comes out clean. So let's get these into the oven. All right, our Raisin Bran muffins have finished baking. It took 20 minutes and they're nice and golden brown. And a nice little spring to them as well with the crispy top with that cinnamon sugar we sprinkled on there. So now I'm just gonna let these cool in the muffin pans and I'll pop them out, let them finish cooling on the cooling rack. Then we can take a closer look at our homemade Raisin Bran muffins and have a taste. Well, here we have our homemade Raisin Bran muffins. They just took a few ingredients and were really easy to put together and bake, and these are one of my favorite muffins to enjoy. I don't know what it is about the combination of the Hearty bran and the slight sweetness of these muffins with the pops of raisins, but I just really enjoy them. These are really great to have for breakfast, maybe with a yogurt or some fresh fruit, or to have in lunches or to take quickly when you're on the go. They're nice and filling and satisfying, and they're not overly sweet. So let me open one of these up here. It's nice and soft and tender with these pieces of Raisin Bran flakes and the raisins from the cereal. It's a really lovely muffin. So if you're looking for a nice filling and hearty muffin to enjoy for breakfast or as a snack, I hope you give this Raisin Bran muffin recipe a try. So if you enjoy baking and would like some inspiration or ideas on recipes, I have a playlist on the topic of a number of different sweet and savory things you can bake at home. So keep watching and I'll share with you some fall flavored treats and baked goods. I also have a number of different pumpkin or apple recipes, so be sure to check them out as well. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So please hit that subscribe button below if you haven't done so yet. I hope that you continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home-style inspiration. And I surely hope that you're having a wonderful day. See you next time. Take care.